Hello everyone and welcome to F1 Challenge 99-02 Career Mode. This is episode 1 and I have chosen the Williams, the red Williams of 1999. I'm in place of Zanardi and I've got my teammate as Ralf Schumacher. But this series will depend on how this episode goes, because if you like it then I will carry on, but if you don't then I'll probably just stop it at this. But I'm now going to hand you over to the commentator.
Just before the free practice session begins, let's take a quick look at the Drivers' Championship. Mika Häkkinen starts the season determined to end it a two-time world champion. Teammate David Coulthard and Ferrari's Michael Schumacher are tipped to be his main rivals. But with Formula One being so unpredictable, we could see some real surprises yet. Pedro de la Rosa, Ricardo Zonta and Marc Genet are all starting their Formula One careers here in Australia. The new kids on the block will be keen to impress both experienced drivers and Formula One fans the world over. Well, that covers the drivers. Let's take a quick look at the constructors next. McLaren are looking forward to another year at the very top of Formula One. Team boss Ron Dennis has world champion Mika Häkkinen and David Coulthard at the wheel of the all-new MP4 14. Ferrari are likely to be McLaren's main rivals. Team boss Jean Todt has already stated in public that they are only interested in winning and that anything else is unacceptable. Elsewhere, British American Racing are looking forward to their first ever start in Formula One. World champion Jacques Villeneuve and rookie Ricardo Zonta will be hoping that the BAR 001 is every bit as good as team boss Craig Pollock reckons it is. Located in downtown Melbourne, the spectacular Albert Park circuit combines several short straights with fast, sweeping turns. Unlike most street circuits, there is not a single 90-degree turn or hairpin in sight. I hate to quote the marketing pundits, but this venue really is a great place for the race.
Right, so let's jump straight into the practice session where there's only one real highlight where I get really out of shape there. But then going over this curb I just completely lose control of the car and smash into the wall, breaking off my front left wheel. The car was still drivable, but I felt it was an end to my session. And we then skip on to qualifying now, and my pace in practice wasn't that good, but you can see the ambient temperature is really low, and of course there's no knockout session back in 1999, it's just an hour session, so it's likely to be faster later on in the session. But we're just looking through here to see if anyone's gone out yet, although I don't think the pit lane has actually gone green yet. It's not like F1 2013, you can actually drive in the pit lane, and so far this weekend my teammates been a lot faster than me, but we're now going to roll out the garage for our first lap, and I think we'll be the first people to do a lap. 5 laps of fuel on board, so we should be able to do a couple of flying laps. And we're now going to skip to the end of my first flying lap, which it was going okay. I made a couple of mistakes in the middle sector. This last corner is so difficult. These cars don't have the same downforce obviously as the 2013 cars, and I went across the line and did a 37.3, which wasn't a very good lap time because as we go round the first corner, it's a second gear in this game. I can't do any higher than that. David Coulthard smashes it on a 34.8, which is 2.5 seconds quicker than me, which is just insane. I don't really know much about the 1999 season except for the fact that Häkkinen won it and McLaren won it. No, McLaren didn't win it, Ferrari won it even, sorry. And the Williams, I have no idea where that is in the field. But we are on another flying lap here, so we're about to pass through the first sector split, and we are 1.5 tenths up on our best. Now I am driving this with the Logitech G27. It has force feedback because it's made by the same people that made R-Factor ISI. So it's alright in terms of the handling, although the cars felt pretty terrible. They feel really clumsy. I don't enjoy driving them that much, but I hope to bring you this series. And you'll see in the top right hand corner that we are now 3.5 tenths up on our time. Well, we're still down on David Coulthard's because the McLaren is way quicker than this car it seems, but we've got, it says 3 out of 12 in the top right because I have 12 total laps I can do in this session. But going round into the final part of the lap, it's looking okay for an improvement. That corner is very long and I struggle to go on the acceleration, and then in the slow corners you see there that twitch on the steering wheel, the car just doesn't feel right in the slow corners. But out of the last corner, just about getting it nailed, and we go to the line to set a 36.6. Yes. So now I'm going to pass you over to the grid where that managed to get me 11th place.
Hello there. Welcome to Australia for the opening round of the 1999 FIA Formula One World Championship. The weather, as so often is the case here, is just wonderful. Michael Schumacher first. Hakkinen second. Coulthard third. Rubens Barrichello fourth. Ralf Schumacher was consistently faster than his teammate. He starts fifth. Panis sixth. Trulli seventh. Jacques Villeneuve eighth. Heinz-Harald Frentzen ninth. Eddie Irvine 10th. The Williams driver endured a lackluster qualifying session and faces a tough start in the midst of the chasing pack. He starts 11th. Damon Hill 12th. Fisichella 13th. Johnny Herbert 14th. Ricardo Zonta 15th. Jean Alesi 16th. Alexander Wurz 17th. Diniz 18th. De La Rosa 19th. Badoa 20th. Tora Takagi 21st. Marc Genet 22nd.
Right, so we're now getting ready for the start of the 1999 Australian Grand Prix. We're starting 11th place. We've got the lights here in Australia. And we are going. It seems Jacques Villeneuve has stalled it on the grid, and Damon Hill has gone straight past us as we're looking at Eddie Irvine into the first corner. And we've taken him, we've taken Damon Hill going into the first corner. But then Heinz-Harald Frentzen braked right there, and then I capped his rear wing, which put me in a spin. And I'm just trying to turn around here, but while we're spinning around, let's have a look at what happened to Villeneuve. He got smashed into the rear by Pedro Diniz, who lost his front wing, and Jacques Villeneuve out of the race with no rear wing. But we've now got a real task on our hands, trying to pass the whole pack. Remember, it's only the top 6 back in 1999 that got points. It went on for longer than that, though, the top 6 having points. But we've caught up to Pedro Diniz by the end of the first sector because he has no rear wing, no front wing even, sorry. And then we passed the Minardi, passed Jean Alesi, we passed Tora Takagi and Luca Badoa in one move because our car is a lot faster. Now we've planned on doing a one-stopper in this race. As you can see in the top right, we've got 15 laps of fuel, so we should pit around lap 16 for another bit of fuel and some new tyres. But we've got Pedro La Rosa about 7 seconds up the road, who we should be aiming for next. And on lap 2 you can see him pretty clearly. I've got the name tags on because I'm not that good with names, and you can see that Michael Schumacher is currently leading the race from Hakkinen, Coulthard, Barrichello, Schumacher, Trulli. My teammate is currently sitting in the points, which is not good for me because it will show me up against him. But we're quickly catching up on the arrows of Pedro La Rosa, who made his debut in 1999. That really shows how old he is. Considering he was racing a HRT as recent as 2012. But we're now getting to within 2 seconds of him, and by the end of the first sector I would be surprised if we're not all over his rear wing. As this is only a second gear corner in this game, while in F1 2013 it's a flat third corner. But as you can see, we're really catching up to the back of Pedro La Rosa now. It'll be an easy pass once we get there, but we're going into the end of the first sector and he's broken really early, but all over the back. The Bridgestone on his rear wing, and we're going to go round the outside. I have no idea what this corner is called, but we are going to just outbrake him into this one, which I think is something like Clark Corner or something like that. But we made that easily. And then Alexander Wurz was the next person on lap 4, going down the inside, the end of the first sector. That was easily done, and we've got a train of cars in front of us with Eddie Irvine, Fisichella and Herbert involved. But then Herbert braked really early, and I have to pretty much take avoiding action to not crash into the back of him there. But we've made another place up into 12th, and at this point I was realising that my race pace was a lot better than my qualifying pace, especially as people like Fisichella were some 3 seconds faster than me in qualifying. So my race pace seems to be encouraging here. But you can see there's a huge train of cars, I think, behind the Prosts of Panis and Trulli. But Fisichella here is going really slowly before the braking zone, so we're just going to take him. Easy pickings there. Giancarlo Fisichella not putting up much of a fight, as Eddie Irvine is having a look at Heinz-Harald Frentzen, who we should be looking at soon, because we are being catching these lot up by seconds per lap. But then Eddie Irvine brakes really late into the second to last corner. We managed to go down the inside, and it's perfectly fine. And then on lap 6, Heinz-Harald Frentzen brakes really early. I thought he was going to the inside and actually hit the back of his car, which actually gives me some body damage. I didn't know that until my first stop, but it did give me body damage. But we've got the slipstream on him now, and we're going to go down the inside into turn 10. Yeah, we got that pretty easily. And now we've got to look at Damon Hill, who runs off the track there, doing some track extending. And we're now going to go down the inside in the second last corner. They seem a bit cautious into there, especially the Jordans. The Jordans are slower than the Williams. But we're now going to try. Trulli takes a really weird line, which kind of compromises our exit. But we're going to slipstream Trulli, slipstreaming his teammate down the straight. It seems like we've got the straight line speed on him. So we're going to go down the inside of Jarno Trulli. Or we could even have Panis here. We do get Panis, even though we ran him a bit out of road. But I mean, we make a double pass there, so that's important. We're up to 6th. Now moving on to lap 15. I've got my pit stop indicator in the top right has just appeared because I'm running out of fuel, so it's time for my pit stop. And you can see Ralf Schumacher's just up the road. I caught up something like 15 seconds on him because that's how good my pace was. And at this point I was really worried because if their pace is so bad, are they not stopping in this race? I don't think they'll be stopping in this race, which is just insane. No stoppers. No rules about using compounds back in 1999, so it looks like they're no stopping the race as we change our tyres for another set of softs and of course more fuel. And it's a pretty good stop by Williams, 7 seconds, and we are out of the pit and we are comfortably ahead of Panis. So it looks like it's going to be another pretty boring stint because we've got no challenges around us and we've got to try and catch up Ralf Schumacher again. But I'm pretty sure that we can do that. As we now skip to lap 25 when I realise I won't have enough fuel to finish, which is embarrassing, but I've got 20 seconds in front and 26 seconds behind, and it seems like there's been an incident between Herbert, Schumacher and Coulthard, and here we go. Schumacher hit the side of Herbert while lapping him, and then Coulthard smashed into Schumacher. There we go, massive accident. They were both in the top 3, so that's going to put Häkkinen well in the lead. And I think Michael Schumacher's probably going to retire from the race with rear wing damage, but Coulthard might carry on. But we're now pulling in for our last pit stop. Hopefully we can clear Damon Hill. Pulling in now, and it looks like I pulled into the wrong pit box. That's the Ferrari pit box. I'm going to have to kick it into reverse and pull into my own while running over a few of my guys. But that's an embarrassing mistake, so I just thought red. I'll just go for red, which is my own fault, obviously. But it's going to be... How long is the pit stop? It's 7.4, and there's Damon Hill, so we're not in the points at the moment, but we should go into the points when Michael Schumacher pits. But we have a chance of getting 5th place in this Grand Prix, and that's what we're doing. We're on the second to last lap, and we've been catching him up at a huge rate, especially at the end of the race, because the tyre wear is actually kicking in for them. Of course, they're nothing like Pirelli's, these tyres. They hang on. Groove tyres as well. We're going through turns 10 and 11. We are now 2.7 seconds behind Damon Hill, and I'm pretty sure that I'm close to getting lapped here by Mika Häkkinen, who has a huge lead over the rest of the pack. But because of Schumacher and Coulthard crashing, and I think my teammate Ralf Schumacher is currently in a podium position, so that's great for Williams, not great for me though, because he has completely outperformed me today. But you can see Damon Hill just there in the Jordan. This Williams is faster than the Jordan, so let's see if we can make an attack on this final lap. It's going to be difficult because we're going to have to go some 2 seconds faster than him. But this is really weird, this final lap, because then suddenly a checkered flag appears in the corner. I think, have I finished? Did I get lapped during my pit stop? Because I then let off, but then my engineer tells me that I am on the final lap. So Häkkinen has won the race, as you would expect in that really fast McLaren, but I'm still looking at 5th place because Damon Hill is just there, excruciatingly close. I'm trying not to be too illegal by just track extending all over the place and cutting corners to reach him. Rubens Barrichello in the Stewart gets 2nd place, which is a pretty good result for him. But we're still trying to catch up Damon Hill here. We're within 1.4 seconds of him now. So if we have a good last sector, we have a chance of getting him. But here, Oh, we outbrake ourselves, and that opens the gap out from what was 1 second back up to 1.4. So this is going to be a real challenge to pass Damon Hill in this last sector as we go through turns 10, 11. Do we make any time up here? Ooh, no, we don't. If anything, it gets bigger. It's now 1.6. So that's very disappointing as we go towards the last sector, and we are planning on trying to pass him. We're not going to just dive bomb because that's just boring and it's just nothing exciting. But we're now going into the penultimate corner. We're within a second of him now. Can we have a good run on the final straight and have a go at him? We're within half a second, but he gets a better exit, and we're going to have to settle for 6th place in this Grand Prix, our first points. And remember that this series entirely depends on how well this episode goes down in terms of feedback. So yeah.
That's the end of a fantastic Australian Grand Prix. Here are the final results. Mika Häkkinen first. Rubens Barrichello second. Schumacher third. Coulthard fourth. Hill fifth. The Williams driver sixth.
Alright then, so that has been it for this episode. I really hope you enjoyed, and I'm sorry for just going quiet there, but we're now taking a look at the driver's standings.
It's high time we updated the Drivers' Championship. Mika Häkkinen takes over the lead in the Drivers' Championship.
Yep, so there we are in 6th place. But yeah, so I'm going to say goodbye now because it keeps on cutting into me. But yeah, so if you enjoyed, remember to leave a like and comment if you really enjoyed it. But I'll see you next time. Goodbye.